What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Christian here again with another video, and as you see, the Shallot DLC has been released. This character got me into a lot of heat last week with Dragon Ball Legends fans, so before I get started, I want to take this opportunity to apologize.
To absolutely nobody! The double champ does what the he wants!
Listen, guys. I've been covering Sparking Zero for months now. This is a Sparking Zero channel first and only. So by this point, I kind of know Spike's MO when it comes to DLC characters. I knew Shallot was going to come out with a generic skill set and no customization options. And it's not because I want the character to be bad that I called Shallot a generic ass character. It's because Spike and Bandai haven't shown me anything different with their track record. But guess what? This is not a Bandai rant video because they actually cooked with this patch, okay guys? A lot of things that I've been calling for actually got added to the game. For example, recovery options on Wake Up have been buffed, which is a huge W, okay? This means sweep resets and cheap hits on Wake Up finally have been eliminated from the game. Finally, okay? Key blast resets are not guaranteed now and harder to perform because you need to kind of charge your stun a little longer so that your key blast can get charged all the way up to get the same tumble animation and reset your combo, which basically means that the flowchart gameplay where you just reset the same way over and over is a little harder to do, and it might incentivize players to find other routes to reset damage, which is a great thing for the game, okay? Offense generally is very strong now in the game. In fact, it might be slightly too strong now, but we'll touch on that a little bit later. Overall movement feels snappy, and input delay, at least for me, seems to be reduced compared to the DLC 2 patch. If you watched that video when the DLC 2 came out, I was saying that combos felt a little slow to come out. Demon Joe noticed it in his stream. I noticed it as well. And in this DLC, it seems like those combos are not as slow to perform. So it feels snappier, it feels better and more fun to play. So overall, guys, I can't hate on Bandai this video, okay? I think they actually got the mechanics almost down at this point. I mean, I still got a couple nitpicks, of course, like long range neutral is not interesting at the moment because of the key blast nerf. Basically, you still end up kind of flying awkwardly towards each other, swatting the air, which looks and feels ridiculous in my opinion. Negative priority on block is crazy, and hit stun on key blast is crazy as well. So it basically makes it a nightmare to escape pressure right now, and it's basically just an offense fest in the game. But overall, guys, I would rather have that. Even with all those negatives, I can finally say that mechanically the game feels polished and it feels just as good as the base game or even slightly better, okay? Now, another important change as far as game modes are concerned, this is where Spike really surprised me, and in my opinion they hit it out the park, okay? So singles mode has been finally balanced, and after trying it out, it feels really nice. Now, I need to clear up a misconception because I've seen a lot of people say that they equalize damage, and that's not exactly true, okay? What they actually did was that they eliminated the damage bonus you get for having a high DP value. So basically, high DP characters are not gonna get that damage buff from having higher DP values, but high DP characters still have better stats, guys, so they still hit harder. Oftentimes they have more defense and they just have more follow-ups. Generally, higher DP characters are still better than lower DP characters, but it's just not as pronounced, giving those lower DP characters more of a shot to win, okay? HP got equalized, but they didn't take away HP restoring transformations. So now characters that have more health can still access that health, but you have to start from base and spend some skill points, which is what I always wanted the player base to do. I always wanted singles players to experiment with base modes and experiment with transformations, and now they're incentivizing that. So I have to applaud Bandai again for that, okay? Like, I'm not gonna lie, Spike really cooked with that change. That's a huge W. It makes the game way more creative. It makes character diversity better overall. So huge W for Spike for that. Now DP battle, okay, so I haven't played DP battle yet, so what I'm about to say is speculation, but based on DP difference being more pronounced, in my opinion, they're trying to incentivize people to pick smaller teams like 3-man teams, 2-man teams and stuff like that. And if they succeed, and 3-man teams become meta, then this might actually save DP battle. And I know that the DP crowd likes the 5-man battles, but bro, the player base as a whole just hated that format. It needed a change, and I know I get on Bandai for blowing up the puzzle and starting over in a lot of cases, but in DP battles case, that whole mode needed to be scrapped, blown up, and rebuilt in a different way, okay? And if it ever wanted to attract more than 100 people to go play it, it really needed to do away with the 5-man format, okay? It wasn't really serving the game. So I'll probably test DP Battle soon, and that's gonna be its own video. But for now, I'm having a blast with Sparking Zero again. Just like every patch, I'm getting my ass tore up because I have to adapt to the neutral changes. But even when I'm losing, I'm having fun with the game, which is a great sign that the game is in a good spot now. So again, I have to applaud Bandai and Spike for the changes to game modes, because that is way more important than adding a generic ass character like I mentioned in that video, okay? So even though Shallot is a generic ass character, at least they cooked with the patch. The patch is way more important than the actual character, and in my opinion they did a great job, so I have to applaud them for that. So let me know if you guys are having fun with the DLC patch. In my opinion, this is the best patch they've ever released. Okay, the game didn't change as drastically as it did in DLC 2, but I think they built on that foundation nicely, and this is really hopeful for the game. I have hope that this game will get to a really good spot if they keep working on it. So props to Bandai, props to Spike, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace out.
All right, time for a victory.
To absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.